God's working on me.
Listen, I want to dive into this drama between the NFL legend Shannon Sharpe and the influencer Gabby Zunica. I did not want to touch this, but let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Shannon P. And coincidentally, we are here to talk about Shannon Sharpe, okay? From Shannon to Shannon, I got to talk to my brother, for my brother, and to all of you guys. Shannon, what's going on, Shannon? From one Shannon to the next. Now, let's not act like Shannon Sharpe is the first. He definitely is not the first. I really don't think he will be the last. And he is not the only man. There have been men of color, black men. There has been white men, and I honestly feel like a lot of people don't make a big deal when white men do it. We've had Leonardo DiCaprio. That's right. Hit the like button and subscribe. What's going on, Shannon? What's going on, people? I got so much. I got a lot. I got so many people to address. So I'm going to get into it. This is definitely going to be maybe a 2-3 part video series because there's just so much to talk about and dive into here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, right? Commenting. Even if you just put in a comment, an emoji. I don't care what emoji you could choose, but put something in the comments. What you guys don't know and understand is that definitely helps the channel. And this is by no means me trying to judge anybody. I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect. So I'm not here to judge Mr. Shannon Sharpe by any means. But, as we process this moment, let's not just talk about it from a judgmental standpoint, but let's use it to, teach, to talk, and to reclaim how we want our black men and women to be represented and respected publicly, period. I have two daughters myself, and as a mother raising black women, I was definitely genuinely disturbed by what I saw and read concerning Shannon Sharpe. Not just because that it involved a public figure, but because of the ripple effects it may have on young people. When we are talking about defining class, integrity, masculinity, we've seen athletes and entertainers act out before, but, some reason this one hits different. Why are we so desensitized in seeing our people publicly humiliate themselves? Why? This isn't about cancer culture, but it's definitely about taking time to be accountable. Accountability culture, right? What message does this whole thing with Shannon Sharpe's behavior send to our black men or women, black women, about power, about respect, and about restraint? What message is this sending out there? I don't think a good one. We have normalized entertainment so much that we overlook the disrespect and the poor behavior of a lot of these actors and actresses when it's wrapped up with charisma, money, and status. That's not fair. Do public figures owe it to our culture to be better, to show up better, especially when they know that they are representing us in the mainstream media? Do they owe it to their culture? Any culture, I don't know. We have to talk about this. Am I relating to anyone out there? Literally, really, as a mother, How do I help my daughters understand the difference between what's popular and what's principle? Everything that's popular is not principle. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. What lesson is really being taught here? I don't know what lesson is being taught here. Maybe the lesson is for Mr. Shannon Sharpe to do better, think smarter. Why would you pick up a 17, 18, 19-year-old at a gym when you're almost 60 years old? I don't know. Literally, I'm baffled because I have, like I said, I have young girls, 15 and 19, well, now 20. And there's no way I am allowing her to pull up with someone over half her age. An older man, probably, but definitely not more than half her age. Our people are learning from these public moments, and I believe that they are just laughing and scrolling and continuing to scroll along because it's like another scandal involving underage girls. But with Shannon Sharpe, was this a case about his ego, emotional immaturity, unchecked masculinity? What message is Shannon Sharpe truly sending out about himself? What's going on internally? I don't know what lesson is being taught here. Maybe the lesson is for Mr. Shannon Sharpe to do better, think smarter. Why would you pick up a 17, 18, 19-year-old at a gym when you're almost 60 years old? I don't know. I'm questioning that man, right? We have to help our daughters understand why older men especially like that, of that age difference, know the real reason of what they're looking for, what they want, right? It's not necessarily because of age difference, because like I said, actually, I have some notes. Let me share with you guys. I have some notes. First of all, I like dealing with stats, statistics, so we could be a little more factual, right? So it's not necessarily about too much of an age difference, because some would argue the girl that Shannon Sharpe messed with is legal. She is of legal age. Okay. That could be questionable or debatable of when they started talking. I don't know. I'm not here to persecute him. But as far as an age, we know that back in the day, that was very common for older men to marry younger women. Not only back in the day, other cultures, other countries are still doing this, and it is permissible. Did you know here in the United States that there are 31 states that allows for a girl and a boy as young as 16 years old to get married, right? As 31 states allows 16-year-old, as young as 16-year-old to get married. There are 8 states that allow 17-year-olds to get married, right? Without permission. And there are 11 states that require 18 and up. Those states, kudos to them. That's California, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, North Dakota, Oregon, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, and Wisconsin. So, what, Shannon Sharpe was out in Las Vegas, Nevada? I didn't see Nevada on that 18 and over. So he might be all right. Maybe that's not why they're not bringing up, that as a charge for underage, because if they had a 2-year relationship and the girl's 19, she definitely was 18? I believe 17. But let's get back on topic. Okay, but and let me also mention that there are some exemptions to the underage. Many states do have close in age exemptions. So it's called the Romeo and Juliet law. So if they are close in age, then it's not considered illegal. So like if there's a 17-year-old dating a 19-year-old or 20-year-old, then you know they're close in age. Also, what was it saying? Oh, different states can make up their own laws, right, and determine what age is considered consensual law. But the federal law does impose stricter regulations than many states for under certain contexts of under the age of 18. I don't know if I personally would want my daughters that young making such a life-changing decision. So it's just that with Shannon Sharpe and the age and the things that were said in the context of how he likes the domination, and that's fine too. I'm not here to judge anybody who likes domination or, you know, into all of that. What I'm saying is just some of the things that was said, and for him to, as a black man, to allow certain things to be said to him, he wants to be demoralized, if you will, by the opposite race or somebody other than black. And to point that out and to call you that, was she calling you that? Are you getting off on that in a shameful way, in a proud way? I don't see how you can get off with it with a white woman calling you black and the baby black baby and all this and that. How could that be prideful? But what's going on with him? Should there be more consequences and conversations being had after public figures disrespect, you know, or have scandals involving their culture? There needs to be more conversation and not just, oh, this is what happens and continue to turn the blind eye. We don't have the luxury to laugh off this type of behavior. This harms our image. It harms our people. Let us use these type of moments to raise the bar, not just raise the volume. This isn't about what he did. I'm not here to judge what he did. It is about what we allow. It is about what excuses we accept and what we tolerate and what we're teaching the next generation to start normalizing. Our culture is not entertainment for the masses. It's supposed to be a legacy. And every misstep from our public figures, you know, it's definitely a teachable moment, but in a hurtful way. You know, it could be a better teachable moment if we let it be. I just think that we need to stop allowing certain behaviors to go unchecked by our culture. We deserve better standards. Our daughters and sons are watching, okay? Our silence is teaching them if we're not checking people who are, one, mishandling our children, mishandling underage children and not protecting them. Two, that is going out here truly, truly embarrassing our culture, the black culture. Okay, that is an embarrassment, Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Okay, so I guess in a way that could be me judging you. I'm just telling you that is an embarrassment. I'm telling anybody else that will do something similar, that is an embarrassment. Where were the men at in this girl's life? I want to know, where are the fathers at in all girls' lives? I want to talk about that. That's something we need to talk about. We've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, and we can't stop talking about it until change happens. Until things like this, scandals like this with underage girls or women in general, the mistreatment of women in general and girls in general, as well as men or human beings, period, stops. We have to keep having conversations, and so that conversations can create actions, okay? Now, let's not act like Shannon Sharpe is the first. He definitely is not the first. I really don't think he will be the last. And he is not the only man. There have been men of color, black men. There has been white men, and I honestly feel like a lot of people don't make a big deal when white men do it. We've had Leonardo DiCaprio. He dated someone when he was with Camilla Maroon. She was 22. Leonardo was almost 50. You had Al Pacino, who was 84 when him and Noor, his wife, or I don't even think they're married, but Noor Al-Fala, when she got pregnant with his child, she was only 29. She was under the age of 30 when Al Pacino, who was 84, impregnated her. Let's not forget about Scott Disick. What about when he was dating Richie? The youngest daughter of Lionel Richie. I think at the time she was only 18. He also dated Amelia Hamlin. She was 19 at the time, and Scott Disick was 40, right? You had Elon Musk, who was 53 when he dated Natasha Bassett. She was only 27, still under the age of 30, but not as bad as these 19-year-olds. And of course, we all remember Sean Combs' Diddy. When he dated Young Miami, she was only 30, but hey, at least she was 30. He was 55. And then the infamous Tigger and Kylie. Tigger was 34. She was only 17, underage in some states. But, he was definitely more than half her age. And then, of course, you have Drake, who is 37 and have been linked to a lot of models, a few of the models that are between the ages of 18 and 21. I know Bella Harris was under 25 when Drake was messing with her, and he was pushing 40. Why are these men going after these way younger girls that, or should I say women, are young women? To me, some of them are just little girls, especially if they're 17 and 18. Let's talk about it. Where are the fathers at? Where are the protectors? Have we drove them out? Let's talk about it. Let's dialogue. Because I know Shannon Sharpe, ain't no way he would have wanted a man his age to come and pick up his daughter who was 18, 19 years old. No way. He wouldn't have allowed that. But yet, he can go and do that to someone else's daughter. Why is that allowed? Why do we put out behavior that we don't want to receive? I'm sorry. I don't care how many millions is involved. I'm checking for you of why you looking for someone so young. All the money that you have, you can have any woman that is more mature than a 19-year-old. You can. So what is it that attracts men to younger women? We're going to talk about that in the next episode. One click away. Just click over and let's finish dialoguing and let's continue to relate.
Whoop with it. Embarrassment.